research
A very good evening and a warm welcome to everyone present here in this session. The whole DevScript family wishes you a very happy and a joyous new year. So, first of all, I want to tell you about DevScript. So, the word in dev, in dev,
நம்ம அமுத்துறோம் முத கால்ல வர மாட்டேங்குது.
Aditi, you can just mute all these people who haven't unmuted. Everyone is requested to please mute their mic. Thank you.
Vedant, I have made you the co-host. So, if you can help me in muting the people who confused.
Yeah, sure, thanks.
Thank you. So I'll start. So first of all, I want to tell you guys that the word dev in DevScript means that you as a developer have the right to write the script of your life. DevScript is a group of people who share common interests and are passionate to learn. We are a vibrant knowledge society, passionate to bring a deep sense of technology for you to thrive in real world. DevScript community provides platform for talented and motivated students, and we are eager to learn and grow with you all. As the motto says it loud, let us come together to learn and grow. Our objective is to enhance your skills by organizing events from various fields and come together as a family. We the scripters believe in selfless learning, exploring, and growing together. As said by Stephen Anderson, alone we are smart, but together we are brilliant. DevScript as a community is going to bring you knowledge, confidence, and proficiency in the best available tech around the globe. Hey everyone, I am Aditi, a second year student of Satyabama University, a co-team member of DevScript community and your host for the day. So data structures and algorithms are everywhere. Anything you do can be broken down into small steps, and that is the algorithm. Without data structures and algorithms, you will only be a monkey coder without the ability to understand how does the code execution takes place inside the computer system. So, in order to help you with this, DevScript is back with this year's first session on data structures and algorithm and interview preparation. So we have Abhishek with us, who is a CSE student of IIT Dhanbad and incoming GSET at Jaguar Land Rover India and an SD intern at Samsung Research Institute of Bangalore. So let's make the year's first event huge and jump into the session. Over to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Aditi. Thank you for such an introduction. And I would like to thank DevScript organization for giving me this opportunity to be with you all and share my knowledge. Okay. So I'm Abhishek, and let me directly start and come to the point. And let me share my screen. And okay. So here we are. In today's session, we'll be learning about introduction to data structures and algorithm. Uh, okay. So firstly, for all those who don't know me, I am Abhishek Raj. I am currently pursuing final year in computer science and engineering from IIT Dhanbad, and I have previously interned at Samsung Research Bangalore in the summer of 2020, and I have accepted the offer to become an SD developer at Jaguar Land Rover, and I'll be joining them in the coming July. Also, I have interned at Coal India Limited, which is one of the greatest organization in the coal field, and I have mentored more than 1,000 students from last 1 or 2 years. Uh, this was my small introduction, and I don't want this session to go just single-handed. That is why I requested them to conduct this on the Zoom, because otherwise we would have shifted to the YouTube. Okay, so I don't want this to be a single way. I want you all to either turn on your camera, or if you have something to share or to ask, you can use the chat box, or you can unmute yourself if you are allowed. And please turn on your camera if possible, and let's interact more and learn more. Okay, if I'll be teaching and you all be listening, that would not benefit both of us and at to some more extent. Cool. So with this note, we will start with the session. And so what are data structures and what are algorithms? Some of you are familiar with this term data structure and algorithms, but some of you might have not studied this. Okay, well, let me use my pen and we will see how data structure algorithms are. So firstly, we will talk about data structure, because before studying the algorithms, we will first talk about data structures. Basically, data structures are the building blocks of a particular algorithm. Let's say if we in coding we have certain numbers, like if I want to store number like 1, 2, or 9, or let's say 1,000 or 1 lakh or 1 crore, I want to store this in a particular variable or in a particular thing. Okay, a memory space basically. So the value which I use to assign, which I use for this memory, is called data structure. Okay, there are basically two types of data structure: primitive and non-primitive. We will see in further session. In this session, okay, uh, this is basically a simple type of data structure. So data structure is nothing but a way to store the data which we have or which we want to do something on. Okay, so just remember one thing, that data structure are the way to organize, to store, and to manipulate data. And algorithm are the set of instructions which we perform and on that stored data. Moving further, so you can read the definition written on the slide, and or you can directly listen to me and keep reading those. So before moving on to the more depth of data structure and algorithm, let me tell you what are the career options in this field. So here I have mentioned few options. I, in my case, I have seen mostly 3 to 4 kind of students. One who prepare for GATE exams. That is, whichever you branch you belong to, you can prepare for GATE exam. Okay, so either you will go for GATE exam, or you can apply for your to work in a big MNC, or either you will go for some kind of your startup if you want. Okay, so there are 3 4 kind of students only. Okay, so talking about since I have opted for making my field to big MNC, so I mostly focus on this MNC part. But believe me, the data structure algorithms come handy in all of the 3 or 4 departments which you want to pursue. We will see with the data. I'm not saying with my own. I have completely researched on this, and I have seen many people doing this. Okay, so we'll be seeing this in the further slides with the data. Firstly, the GATE exam. So we will see what is the distribution. There is a particular weightage given to a given to data structure and algorithms in this in the GATE exam. Okay. Aditi, can you do one thing? If there is some question in the chat box, can you please tell me that there is some question? You can interrupt me anytime, and you can tell me that this is question. Okay, because I am not able to see the chat box. Moving on. Let me see if there is question as of now. Can you go to slide? Okay. Uh, Vinay, guess you can get internship in Samsung from Tier 3 college also. Uh, I don't know the tier of Thapa University, but I think it is not in Tier 1 at least. It is in Tier 2 or Tier 3. I was surfing on LinkedIn, so I saw a post by a student uh, who got selected for Samsung internship from Thapa University. So yes, you can also apply for that. Samsung basically hires from on campus or off campus, both the ways. So you can apply on that. Prerequisites for DSLGO, not much prerequisites. Basically, the DSLGO part is common. The data structure algorithm part is mostly common in all the languages, whether you are doing coding with JavaScript, Java, or you are using Python, or you are using C++. Okay, I mostly prefer Python and C++. So mostly things are common. At least the algorithm part is mostly common. The things get easier in Python as compared to other language. Although such kind of question, like if I am working in this, I'll be taking those questions at the end of the session. Okay. Yes, sure. I will tell my part to intern after this. Do attend the session. Be with me till the end of the session. I'll answer all the questions. Okay. I have spared a few minutes for taking your doubts. Don't worry. Actually, the problem with slideshow view is this pen thing, the Epic pen thing. This app does not work, and I cannot do this or use my pen on the. What I can do is I can zoom in if you are not able to see this. So there are these are the following options you have after studying the data structure algorithm and interview preparation. Going through this, okay. You can go through each of them. I'll request the DevScript to provide this PPT to you. And moving on, I have told you all this. We have discussed that algorithms are the set of instructions which are performed on the data structures and the data which are stored in some kind of data structure. Okay, we will see in detail in near future. So what are the goals? Why do we we want data. We understand that we want data to do something, to apply some algorithms or some kind of manipulations on the data. Okay, but how we write the algorithm and what data structure we use, that only depends upon these following things. Like you have to be correctness. It depends upon the correctness. You have to be really correct while applying that algorithm. You have to be efficient. Your your algorithm must be correct in for the different cases, and your algorithm must be efficient. uh, Efficiency means suppose let me take a very simple example. Most of you know that there are two kind of searching algorithms. There are many kind of searching algorithms, but the most simplest one is linear search. So what happens in linear search algorithm is, suppose I am given a set of, let's say, set of integers, let's say 1, 5, 4, and 3 and 2. Okay, these are the set of instructions. Sorry, set of integers I am given, and I want to search 3 in this case. Okay, so what I will do is, as being a simple human, I will check this with I will take a variable x, and I will store the value of 3 inside it, which I want to search. Okay, now I will compare 3 with each of the variables, each of the elements, and check whether 3 is matching, whether this particular element is matching with 3 or not. I will start with 1 and I will go till 2, or I will go till 3 until I find it. Okay, so in this case, the worst case which can happen is when the 3 is not present in this list. Suppose 3 is not present, 3 was not present in this list. So this is the worst case which can happen, that you traverse the complete list and you didn't find 3. Okay. Also, the worst case can be the 3 is at the end of the list. The list is something like this, and the 3 is at the end of the list. So again, in this case, you have to traverse the complete list. You have to traverse the complete list. So let's say I have, so how many operations I have done? It would be great if you could write your answers. I'll be asking such questions in the mid of the session. So to improve, in order to check your grasping power. So do answer these questions in the chat box. Okay. So tell me, if the length of this, instruction, if the length of this numbers, let's say these are n numbers. Okay. Let's say these are n numbers. N can be anything: 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, lakh, 1 lakh, 2 crore, anything. Okay. So how many operations or how many comparisons I have done in the worst case, scenario? So do write this in your chat box, and I'll take a 1 minute break and I'll checking your few answers. And so n times n. Okay, cool. Yes, most of you are correct. Uh, we will require n operations. We will require n operations to n operations or n comparisons, you can say, to get the correct output. Okay. In the worst case scenario. In the best case scenario, you can read only one, when the first element is 3 only. Okay. In that case, only one operation is needed. Okay. So we while doing the algorithm, or while doing coding, and while analyzing the time complexity or the space, there are basically two types of complexities in coding. One is space complexity and another one is time complexity. Okay. The space complexity is something related to the data structures only. Okay. Having said that, let's say I have allocated a particular memory inside. I have allocated a block of memory inside the main memory. Then, in order to reduce this memory, this is called space complexity. To reduce this particular memory usage, the uses of this particular memory. Time complexity is to reduce the number of operations or the number of comparisons you are doing. We do this. We reduce the time complexity using certain kind of algorithms, or writing our algorithms in an efficient way. And we reduce the space complexity by applying, or by using, or by selecting a particular data structure in an efficient way. So this is efficiency. So there are two types: space efficient and the time efficient. So there are two algorithms: space efficient algorithm and time efficient algorithms. Robustness is obviously how robust your algorithm is. Adaptability, how adaptable your algorithm is. to various environments. Okay. Reusability, how reusable your algorithm is, that suppose I'm coding in a company, I'm coding this algorithm, I have written this algorithm now, and after 2 or 3 years, if someone looks at this algorithm, he should be able to get that algorithm and can reuse that particular algorithm in his task. Okay, so this is reusability. So we have to keep all these things in mind while deciding the data structure and algorithm for any particular problem. Okay, so moving on. Uh, Now data structure can be classified into two ways, as I have told you. The data structure can be classified. Just a second. So the data structure can be classified in two ways, primitive and non-primitive. Okay, data structure can be primitive data structure and non-primitive data structure. So primitive data structure, these are the basic data structure which cannot be broken down into more simpler data structures. Like what can be the data? If I ask you what can be the data which we use in coding, it can be something like Shake. Someone name is Shake. Okay, so this can be the data, or 123. This can be the data, or some kind of image. This can be the data. Okay, so these are the basic data forms. We consider this in the kind of string. This is a type of string data structure. This comes under string, and this comes under integer. Okay, so integer ranges from 0 to, or sorry, minus infinity to infinity. It is a particular range depending upon the compiler or the system you are using. And string, look at this string. This string is not a primitive data structure because a primitive data structure cannot be broken down into simpler data structures. So primitive data structure are integers, floating point numbers. Floating point numbers are nothing but let's say 2.1 or 3.0, or let's say 0.9. So these point decimal numbers, these are called floating point numbers. And characters are the basic building block of the strings. In this case, like Shake, S is the character, H is the character, and sorry, A is the character, I is the character, and K is the character. So the character and the string are inside this quotes, always written in the quote. Okay, so these are the characters, and this string is not a primitive data structure because this can be broken down into further data structure, which is called characters. Okay, so this string comes under non-primitive data structure. But the characters come inside the primitive data structure because this cannot be further broken down. I hope you all get that. If you have any queries, you can write in the chat box. I'll be taking it at the end. So these are example of primitive data structure, which I've told: integers, float, characters, and pointers. Pointers are basically pointers are the variables which are pointing to a particular memory block of a particular variable. Okay, so these are of this form. OX, this is basically an address in the memory. Okay, so these are the primitive data structures. Uh, Coming to non-primitive data structure, these are more sophisticated data structure. They derive from the primitive data structure, which I have already told you. And non-primitive data structure emphasize on structuring or of group of homogeneous, same type of heterogeneous, different type of data items. Okay, so let's say uh, we have seen this example, like let me take my name only because the names of the string are on the screen, which I am seeing are really tough, right? Okay, so let's say this Abhishek. There is a string named Abhishek. So this is non-primitive data structure. And you can see that this string only contains this type of data structure. It is basically a combination of characters. Okay. And furthermore, we will see non-primitive type of data structure, that is array. Okay. So these data structures can be either of similar type or of the different type.
Hello, hello.
Yes.
Sir, certificate is not available in this session.
Aditi, could you answer that question?
Yeah, we will be giving certificates to all the participants who stay till the end of the session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So how long this session is?
It will run at max till 8.
Yeah, that's okay.
8:30.
Continue, dude.
Yes.
Sir,
So
are these
uh,
non-primitive data structures different for different languages?
uh, not not much of the time. Some there is some commonness between all the languages. Like in Python there are also arrays, but depending upon the library you are using and the language you are using. Okay, some the name would change, or some properties would change, but the overall concept will remain the same. That's why I was telling that algorithms is the most common thing which will remain common inside all the languages you will study. Okay, because you can understand algorithm is a set of instructions, and then can be written in English also. Okay, so now it is up to you how to implement algorithms, how to implement those steps of instruction or that algorithm. Okay,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
so these was the non-primitive data structure. So these are some non-primitive data structure. Again, the non-primitive data structure can be divided into linear and non-linear data structures. Linear data structure which are in the form of line, which are linear in structure or 1D in structure, you can say that. Okay, basically they are only connected to one memory block. Okay, and these are non-linear data structure, that is graph and trees. We will study each of them in detail. So these are non-primitive data structure. We can skip that. So mostly these are the most common operations which we perform on non-primitive data structure. To create a particular data structure, to select, to create, to select, to update a particular value in that data structure, searching, sorting. I have told you about the searching algorithm, which was linear search that I told you, to compare each element one by one and keep iterating till the end of the. Okay. Again, sorting and merging, destroy and delete a particular element of the data structure or a complete data structure block itself. So moving on. So what are the differences between primitive and non-primitive? I think I have covered this part, and you have understood that these are the basic building blocks and these are not the basic structure. Non-primitive data structure non-primitive can be divided into primitive structure. Okay, description of various data structure. Now we will start with an array. Okay, so let me tell you what array is. So this is one of our, we have seen primitive data structure that are integers and float and characters. Okay, and characters. So integers were numbers, simple numbers like -5, 2, 9, 1 lakh, anything. Okay, and float are basically decimal numbers with the decimal point numbers like 0.9, 8.7, or anything. Okay, characters are the English alphabet characters like A or B, C, D, anything up to Z. Okay, so these are primitive data structure. Coming on to non-primitive data structure, we will first study arrays. Okay, what is an array? Array is basically a combination, as you can see, is a homogeneous element. What does homogeneous means? The type of the elements inside the array are same. Okay. This is how array is represented inside a memory or represented in general terms. Suppose this is an array. Pardon my writing skill. Suppose this is an array, and let's say this contains some elements. Okay, now the elements will be of same data type. Let's say there can be only integers. If an element is integer, then it can be an array of integer only, it can be an array of character only, and so on. Basically in C, in C or C++, there is a concept of array. In Python there is a concept of list, but if you use NumPy, there is a library NumPy in Python. If you use that, then you can encounter the array term. Okay, I don't have much knowledge about Java, so similarly there would be a similar data structure having the properties of array. Okay, so this answer you some Web's question, that the data structure may change their name or some of the properties according to the language they are implemented. Okay, so this was an array. Then all all the elements will be of the same type. It cannot be the case it is 1 and it is A, and another one there is a true. Okay, this cannot be the case. Okay, there are also Boolean variables. There are Boolean variables which only have two values, either true or either false. Okay, there it is a Boolean data type which can have only two values, either true or either false. Okay, so array are basically homogeneous and are of same type. This is all we want to see. Okay, moving on in arrays. Mm, let's say I define an array. So this is the basic syntax to define an array in C or C++. Let's say that first, this is how array is defined. The length of the array, let's say 5. And now I will put the array elements. Let's say 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Okay, this is how array is defined in C or C++. Okay, different in the case of Python. Python, it is the syntax is a bit different. In the Python, it is actually dynamically typed language, so we don't write the data type keyword. Okay, so this is the this tell you the data type of the complete array. Like this, and now this array, if I write int here, so this complete array will be containing only integers. This will not be containing string or characters or Boolean variables. Okay, I can take the array of characters. I can take the array of Boolean variables. I can do that, but then I have to define the data typing before writing or before assigning the values to it. Okay. Also, this is the name of the array. You can name it anything. You can name it Weber. You can make it Aditi or Sujit or anything. Okay. And this is the size of the array. This is the size of the array. This is the name of the array. And this is the size of the array. And equal to, after curly brackets, in curly brackets, you have to specify the elements. Okay. Either you can take input from the user or you can directly assign the values while defining the data structure or array. Okay. Now, there is a concept called indexing. Let's say this is an array which I have made there. Okay. In order to access this particular element, I have to the compiler number these elements in a particular order. It gives a particular number called index. Okay. So the indexing starts from 0 and it will go till n-1. There are 5 elements, so it will go till n-1, that is 4. Okay. Now, if I want to access this particular element, what I will write? I will write name of the array. In square brackets, I will write the index, in which the index of it. Okay. So if I print this statement, in Python, we write print simple, right? We write this only, print and the array.
Hello, sir.
Okay. This
Hello,
will
sir.
print the number. Yes. Yes, it is.
सर आपकी स्क्रीन विजिबल नहीं हो रही है सर.
Is that the case?
Yes, sir.
It is visible, I guess. Maybe you are facing some internet issue. Please check.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on. So this is how you can access the elements in the array. Okay. So we'll not waste much time on the array part because we have other more important data structures to study. The elements of the array are stored in continuous memory allocation. You can understand that in a particular memory, in the main memory, the particular blocks are allocated to the memory of the array Okay. And these are some common properties you can read and you can just simply understand. No need to much discuss on this. Okay. Okay, now for all those who know how for loop works, okay, this is the basic syntax of for loop. Okay, and this is how we access the element. I have told you that ARR in brackets we write the index. Okay, so access the particular element of the array. Okay, so this is how you can print an particular array, or this is how you can take input from the user. Okay, so this is for input and this is for output of the array. Okay, these are simple 2 line of codes. And there are also 2D or 3D types of arrays. The array can be of 2D and 3D. we have seen this array. This is called 1D array. And suppose I make rows and column. This is also called matrix or 2D array. In 3D array, it would be difficult for me to represent, but let's say for this case, it can be like something like this. Okay, so this is 3D array. Okay, moving on. Some common operation performed are creation and traversing. So this was creation of the array, taking input from the array, and traversing is the other line. Traversing an array using the for loop or while loop or any loop for that case. So we will now move to the list, or sometimes some people call this as linked list. I personally prefer linked list. Okay, so what is a linked list?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, come on.
If you are trying to share or write something, I think you should share your entire screen, because we are only able to see your this PPT file.
Okay, you are not able to see my screen, what I'm writing.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You should share your like entire screen so that we can see where you are writing.
Why there is not coming the option for sharing the entire screen? There is no option for sharing.
Sir, there is an option of Windows screen share.
No, there is option of whiteboard, Epic Pen, and PPT, and let's say Note, and all the things. Desktop option, no, desktop option is not there. I'm using the Zoom for about 2-3 years
So
now.
then can you try to do it in whiteboard only if you're drawing something?
Okay,
But
then
you
I
have to
will.
keep switching. That's it. From
Yes,
PPT to
yes,
whiteboard, you
yes.
have to keep switching.
Yes. Let me try sharing it again.
So you can use annotations.
Okay. Do let me know if I am. Can you see what I'm writing? Just a second.
No, sir. Only PPT is visible.
This will make things worse. Just a second. No, annotation is not working. Annotations. Okay, let me do one thing. Till now, I was in the frame of mind that you all are able to see my screen.
Excuse me, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Sir, in PPT, like I have some idea that in insert tab above, you can see that insert tab, and there's an option for text box. When you click on the text box, you can write on the overlay of PPT that we will be able to see.
But I cannot write using this pen. I have to use. I generally like.
You can write using your keyboard.
That's I am understanding your point. Yes, I am understanding your point. But let me try this thing.
Sir, in PowerPoint presentation, there is an option to record, and there you can write all of the things. It will be recorded simultaneously, and you can also write.
Okay, there is an option of record.
Slide recording.
Okay.
And there is a, like, you can write there also.
Where does it come? Slide recording. In what tab? Slideshow.
Yeah.
Slideshow. Setup slideshow. Record slideshow. Right. Okay. Let me know if you can see what I'm writing. Okay, just give me a second. Can you see a whiteboard? Can you see a notepad open in the side?
No, sir.
No, notepad.
Okay, because there
No,
is
sir.
no. Okay, because there is no option for this. I don't know how this work. Okay, set up a slideshow. You are telling me to record. Okay, start recording. Can you see my pen now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Someone was saying that it is working. No, it is not working. This will make things worse. Okay, I will only tell you from PPT only. Don't worry, because there is no option for sharing this complete screen. I don't know why this option
Sir,
is.
you can also type as comment, sir, side by side in PPT. Type as comment.
Yes, then that is all I can do. But I have made PPT in such a way, no issues. We will do with the PPT only. Don't worry. But the
Okay.
pen thing would increase and more effect. Okay, no issues. Okay, I hope now you can able to see my the PPT. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are the list. So list is basically something like very difficult without pen. Okay. So let us try. List is something like a block. Let's say there are two blocks attached, and in one block I store a data, and in another block I store the pointer or the address for the next element. Okay. So basically there are two elements, two blocks side by side. One is storing data and another one is storing pointer to the point to the next block. Okay. So each block of the list, there are two things, data and the list. Okay. The data can be of any type. Data can be integer, data can be character or bool, anything. Okay. So there are four types of list. Linked list. There are four types of linked list: singly linked list, doubly linked list, or singular circular linked list, and doubly singular circular linked list. Okay. Okay. Now I will switch on to this, and I will completely explain this part using my pen only. Okay. Because I'm not getting the feel for this. Let me share my whiteboard. Let me know if you are able to see that. Are you able to see the whiteboard on Notepad?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see my pen? I'm
No, sir.
writing
Pen is
something.
not ready.
No, sir. No, sir. Not working.
What I do? Should I share the?
Sir, you can use paint.
Sir.
Okay. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes,
Or I'm
yes, sir.
writing something?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, sir. Now
Yes,
it's
sir. Yes, sir.
clearly visible.
Great. Great.
Yes,
Great.
yes, sir. It's
Great.
visible.
Okay. Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay. Cool. So this we will first we will move on to the list. And this is the basic structure of the list, and it consists of two parts. In this part, I will store the data, and in this part, I will store the pointer pointing to the next element of the list. Okay, so let me tell you what is the complete linked list. Lokesh, anything you want to ask? Okay, do let me know if you want to. So this is a linked list. This is the basic structure of the linked list, or basic representation of the linked list. Okay, and this each element is called. This is the each element. This is a particular element, and each particular element will have the data and the pointer. This pointer contain the address for this particular next block. Okay, contain the pointer for this next block. Okay, similarly for this, similarly for this, similarly for this. Okay, so this is how this is complete linked list. Okay, this is complete linked list. Okay. And each and this is each element inside the linked list. So these are basic building blocks of the linked list. Okay. So there is a particular expression to define the linked list in every language. Okay, there is a particular syntax for every language. Now we will come on to the PPT part. Okay. So for this, we have covered the linked list. Let me tell you the doubly linked list and singly linked list and the differences. Yeah, I forgot that. So this was the linked list. Are you able to see my pen? I guess yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is called singly linked list. There are few types of linked list. Singly linked list, short form is SSL. Doubly linked list, DLL, and hmm? Yes, Abhishek, you were saying something. Okay. So your voice is lagging. Okay. You can write in the chat box. I will see from there. Singly linked list, doubly linked list, or circular linked list, and circular doubly linked list. Okay. We will understand each term one by one. Okay. So this is called singly linked list. The point, there is only one pointer, and this is the representation of the element. So this is called simple singly linked list. Okay. And doubly linked list, in doubly linked list there are basically two pointers. There is a fraction we will make for a particular element. Let's say this is a particular element in the doubly linked list. In doubly linked list, if this is the element, this will have basically three parts. One will contain data. This one will contain the pointer for the previous node. Basically, each one of them is called node. In general term, it is called node. So this is a particular node. For this node, this is data, and this section will contain the pointer or the address for the previous node, and this will contain the pointer to the next node. Okay. And this is the thing. Okay. So in doubly linked list, it contains the pointer to the previous node. So this is how it is represented in general terms. It contains two pointers, so it is written like this. Okay. So it is represented like this. Okay. So in this linked list, suppose you have a pointer here. Okay. You have a iterator or pointer or anything here. You can traverse, you can move in the next direction, in this direction only. But in doubly linked list, you can move forward as well as backward, because you have the pointer for the previous node as well as the front node. So for this particular node, from this particular node, you can move in this direction, also in this direction. But in the singly linked list, if you are on this position, you can only move forward. You cannot move backward, because this is the pointer. It only contains the address of the next node, not of the previous node. Getting my point? So this is the difference between singly and doubly linked list. So there are basic implementation and properties difference. In circular linked list, so in the end of the linked list, this null pointer, this last node will point to null. That is nothing. It will point to nothing. Null. Okay. But in the case of singly and doubly linked list, but in the case of circular linked list, this will point to the first node. This pointer will again point to the first node. Okay. So it forms a circular structure. That is why it is called circular linked list. And circular doubly linked list, it is understood that the circular point, there will be two pointers, and the last pointer will be pointing to this, and there will be a pointer which is pointing again back to this last node. Okay. So this will be the case in the circular doubly linked list. Any issues in this, or we shall move on?
Yes, sir, we can move on.
Okay, cool. Okay. So let us see what's next. So we have a stack as near stack. Let me share my screen again, whiteboard. We will switch to the whiteboard and we'll see what is stack. Right, just give me 1 second. Just give me a second. Yes, sorry for the disturbance. And we were seeing okay, we were on the whiteboard. Okay, so now we'll be seeing what is stack. What is stack? Stack is another data structure. This is represented something like this, and it follows the property of last in, first out. That is called LEFIO. Okay, suppose I want to insert the elements inside the stack, So I will keep on inserting the elements. Okay, this using the push operation. There is an operation called push, just the name of the operation. And I will remove the elements or take out element of the stack using the pop operation. Okay, you can consider it like a sack. You can consider it like a sack. In sack, what we do is the last object we have put in, the last object we put inside the stack is the most easiest element to take out of the stack, because that element will be on the top. Okay, suppose I put the element, I first push one inside this stack, then I push two, then I push three, then I push four. Okay, so the last element was four to be pushed inside the stack, and now it is the first element to be popped out will be four. Okay, so this is how this terms came. Last in, the last element in was four, and first out, that is, it is also the first element to be popped out. Okay, so this defines the term last in, first out. So this is called stack. Okay, so there are basic operations like push and pop, and you can reverse the list, or these are few things or implementation of the each data structure. Each data structure has some kind of implementations. Okay, and and now we will see. I hope the stack part is clear. Look, guys, we cannot go into much detail, and I can explain you everything by writing the code part. I'm just explaining you the basic part, or basic what to say, how each thing is, what is stack, what is list, what is array. Okay, I'm explaining you that, but I cannot explain you the complete implementation, or I can we can do some questions side by side. Okay. Okay, now we will move on to our next data structure, which is queue. Any
Abhishek,
questions?
I have one question.
Yes, please.
Can you give us an example, like wherein we will be using a stack, some scenario where that stack is suitable to be used?
In real world application, you can. It would be great if you could Google it. The practical or real life applications to use a stack.
Undo.
Yes, undo can be a good example. In case of coding, we basically use the stack for reversing the elements, or there are many questions we can easily do using the stack. It would be great if you could Google it at this point of time. The undo is the most common operation I can think of.
Maybe mobile SMS also. Like we are able to see the latest message.
This can be the case. There are many uses of each data structure. There are hell lot of applications, but that is not how they are directly implemented. Okay, there is some kind of coding involved in this. Okay, we have to code every part of it. Just a second. So, any questions? Any more questions related to stack, or we shall move on? Hello, am I audible? I think I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So we will move on to our next part, which is queue. And basically, in stack, we were having this property of last in, first out. In queue, we are having this property of FIFO, that is called first in, first out. Okay. In queue, as you all know, or as you have heard the queue term, like in the bus reservation system, or like while making a queue for a bus, of waiting for a bus. Okay, what we do is this is a simple representation of queue. Okay, there are two ends. There is a rear end and there is a front. Okay. Suppose I keep pushing the elements, like let's say I push 1, then I push 2, then I push 3, then I push 4. Okay. Now while in case of popping out, I will first pop out the element first in. The first element to get inside the queue. This is called queue. This is the queue. Okay. The first element to get inside the queue was 1. Okay. So this will be the first element to be popped out. Okay. Then 2. So this is this defines the term first in first out. So queue is called first in first out data structure, and the stack is called last in first out data structure. Okay. So we take out the element from front, we push the element from the rear end. Okay. Again, the queue will be having some practical applications, like I told you that movie bus recommendation system, reservation system, sorry. And there are many applications of queue also. So if you want any practical implementation in real life, you can directly Google it. Okay. And let me see what's next. And any questions, any query till now?
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yes, Sujit.
What, sir? Want you cover the implementation part?
Not in this particular workshop. We will come on to that part in the later stage of the slide. Okay, we'll come on to that part. So,
Okay, sir.
So we have seen stack, the last in first out, and so these are two basic operations of stack: push and pop, as you can see. Okay, push and pop from the stack. Okay, and these are the queue. Queue is first in first out data structure, and these are front and rear end. Okay, you can okay. Now we will move on to non-linear data structure, that is tree and graphs. Okay, so these are two remaining data structure which are trees and a graph. Okay, so let me share my screen. Let me share the whiteboard again, and we'll move on to this. So we will now be studying trees. So in trees, this is the basic structure of the tree. Let's say it contain 1, it contain 2, it contain 3, it contain 4, it contain 5. Okay. So this topmost node is called root. This topmost node is called root, and these are all are the childs of this particular root node. Okay, each one of them is also called node, and this is called root. Root is only one element, the topmost element, and the remaining elements are called child. For this particular node, this is called parent node. For these two elements, these two nodes, and this is called left child, and this is called right child. Okay, so these are the basic terms which we use. Okay, height of the tree is the number of the levels. Level or height of the tree is the if I make a line here, if I make a horizontal line here, on each level, I mean on each reference or surface of the tree. So these are basically three level tree. So height will be 1, 2, 3. Height can be 3. Okay, they in some books or in some references in the net, the height can be written 2. Don't confuse with it. They have taken 0 as the zero level height of the first node. Okay, the 0 start from here, then 1, then 2. Okay, so they have it can be also other way around. It can be 0, 1, or 2. Okay, if you consider this as the first level, I personally don't recommend this to be taken as 0 level. Okay, because 0 height does not make sense. Height can be 1. Okay, so this is the case, and so these are the basic terms of height. Height is covered, root, the left side, right side, and everything. Okay, so this is the basic structure of tree looks like. Okay, so again, in this data structure, the tree, suppose this is one node of the tree. This will contain three things. The middle part will be the data. That particular node will be storing. That in this case it is 2, it is 4, it is 5 in this case, and 3 in this case. Okay, so this is the data, and this will contain 2 pointers. This pointer this will contain null. Okay, the left and right side are null. Is my voice cracking?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Still now?
No,
Now
sir.
also? Okay.
It's already late yet.
Okay. Hello. Is there someone was saying something? I can't hear. My voice is audible, right? My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You
Okay.
can move ahead,
So
Abhishek.
yes. So this was the tree. Okay. We will not go into the further implementation of the tree. There are many questions, and the implementation part is also long. Okay. There are many more things to be studied in tree, like the order and the searching algorithms in the tree. Like there are two searching algorithms, BFS and DFS. These are the two searching algorithms inside tree: the breadth first search and the depth first search. So these are two basic searching algorithms in the tree. Most of the questions of tree get solved using BFS and DFS only. Okay, we will not move into the further algorithm part and implementation part, because 1.5 hour we have already extended it. So 1.5 hour is very less for this. At least we need 1 to 2 hours for on each topic to be covered in like really solid way. Okay, so we will move on to the graph part. Quickly, we will move on to the graph. The graph is somewhat similar to trees. Okay, the graph is somewhat similar to trees. You will find the difference. It's just that, let me explain the graph part. So this is the basic structure of graph. This is how graph looks like. Okay. I hope you got the idea of the graph. That is the tree. In tree, there cannot be a cycle, but in the graph, there can be a cycle. Okay, so tree is basically a special case of graph. Tree is a basically special case of graph. In graph, there can be a cycle. All the nodes can directly connect to it and can make a cycle. Okay, there are many types of graph: circular graph, directed graph, undirected graph. So if the nodes are directed in this way, if the nodes you can see the arrow or the direction, then it is called directed graph. And if there is no arrow, then you can say it is an undirected graph. What basically the arrow makes the difference is, suppose I am standing on this node, and if there is an arrow, suppose if there is an arrow from 1 to 2 and 1 to 3. Okay, now from this node I can move to 2, and I can move to 3. But if I am standing on this 4, now in this case, this 4 node, what this arrow basically means is, if I make this 4 node 4, this will contain the address to pointing to 3. Okay, but it does not contain the address for this 2 node. Getting my point? So I cannot move to here, but I can move in this direction. That is, I can move from 3. I can move to 3 from 4, but I cannot move backward. That is from 2, because there is no edge. There is no edge from 4 to 2. Okay, if there is an edge like this, then I can move from 4 to 2, but not in this case. Okay, so that's why either we can make this, or we can write like this. So this is called undirected, that it is not directed in some direction. Okay, so you can move from 2 to 3, 2 to 4, or 4 to 2 in both the ways. So this is the basic structure of graph. This is so basically you can understand that tree is a special type of graph only. Okay, again, in graph there are two searching algorithms which we say that BFS and DFS are also work for this graph too, because it's just a special case. We make slight few changes in the code and it will work for both graph. There are hell lot of applications and hell lot of you can see there is some fantastic real-time implementations of graph. Let's say in Facebook, we all use Facebook. In Facebook, the childs, let's say I am Abhishek and I have my friends as, let's say Zubair is my friend and Siddharth is my friend. Okay, Zubair and Siddharth are my friend, and there is Anand and his friend is Vishal. Okay, so using so this basically this complex structure is implemented in graph only. Okay. Now Zubair is connected. Zubair. This will be having some ID. My photographs, Zubair photograph will be there. So this will be a complete block of memory. Okay.
Hello, sir.
This is connected to Abhishek. Yes.
What is the full form of BFS
Yes.
and
Someone was saying
DFS, sir?
something.
Sir, what is the full form of BFS and DFS?
Pardon?
Depth first search.
Sir, full form
Yes,
of BFS.
BFS. Yes, BFS stands for breadth first search, and DFS stands for depth first search. Pardon my language, pardon my writing. Sorry, depth first search. Okay. These are basically searching algorithms used to search in graph and trees. Okay. Every algorithm, these two algorithms have
Sir,
their
one
own
more
properties.
question.
Yes.
2 to 4 and 4 to 2 is a called, what is the called? Undirection.
No,
I just
basically
forget.
if this is the representation of the graph, this is the representation of the graph that there is in the, this is called edge and this is called nodes. Okay, these are called nodes or vertices and these are called edges. Okay, if the edge, this particular edge, it seems to have no, let's say arrows, it does not have any arrow, so this is called undirected edge. And if it has some arrow, it is called directed edge.
Okay.
This
Okay,
was
sir.
So this was the concept of graph. So these are called vertices and edges, and there are a hell lot of properties. So I was telling the real life application of the graph. Okay. So in the Facebook in the Facebook network, there would be a network, basically in a network where the network part or the networking part involves the use of the graph as a data structure comes into picture. Okay. You can see that Abhishek is connected to Zubair and Zubair might be having some friends, and similarly Vishwa is having some friends. So what Facebook does is Facebook says this is your mutual friend. This is your mutual friend because this is a friend of my child. This is the friend of my connection. So this is how Facebook work and LinkedIn work. It sends you request or it sends you suggestions. Okay, based on this graph only. It makes behind some coding, there is a graph-like structure would be made, and this is the basic, the most important implementation. So graph and trees are some of the most important data structures. Okay, anything else in graph and trees, or shall we move on? Yes.
Can you explain the BFS and DFS a bit more?
Not at this point of time because we have much more things to cover. And if the time permits, because these are not simple algorithms that I tell you in 1 or 2 minutes and you will understand this. Okay, these are not that simple. I hope you're understanding this part. These are not that simple.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, also, if I tell you the algorithm, it does not mean if I don't write the code for it or if I don't show how it is implemented. Okay, because at the end of the day, you have to implement those algorithms. Okay, so this is the basic structure of tree. This is called node, and these are called edges and nodes, vertices or edges. Okay, and we will quickly move to the graph. So graph, the basic representation graph is G, V, comma E, where V are vertices and E are another edges. Okay, V are vertices and E are the set of edges. Okay, edges are those lines between connecting the vertices. Okay. So this is the basic structure of graph. So this is directed and weighted. Weighted means you can see the weight or the number written on the each edge. Okay, each edge there is a number written on this. So this is the weight of the edge. Let's say I want to reach from V1 to V5. So what is the shortest path I can reach from V1 to V5? You can write in the chat box that I have to go from V1 to V2 to V5, or I can go from V1 to V3 to V4, then V5, or I can go from V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. So which one is the shortest path? So in order to calculate the shortest path, this is the shortest path algorithm. There is shortest path algorithm and shortest path problem. So while solving this, we take into this the weights of this edge in the account. Okay, that if I want to travel from V1 to V2, then let's say 10 unit of petrol I'll be spending in this, or the cost of the traveling is 10 units. And from V2 to V5, it's 6 units. So total cost is 16 unit. And from V1 to V4, we will say 15 plus 9, that is 24 units. So 24 units is the cost from V1 to V4, and V1 to V5 is 16 units. So this is how the graph, the basic, the graph problems do. Okay. So this is undirected graph. It does not have arrows, as you can see here. Okay. This does not have any arrow. So these are the type: directed, undirected, simple graph, weighted graph. I told you that that is having weights assigned to each edge. And there is a connected graph, which is all the components, all the edges are connected. From any edge, you can move to any edge. Let's say from V1, in this graph, from V1, I can reach to all the edges. I can move to V2, V3, and V4. So all the edges are, all the vertices are accessible from V1. Okay, so this is called example of connected graph. Cool. So non-connected graph in the similar fashion. So now this was our basically summary of the data structure part. Now we'll come on to the algorithms part. So what we have studied till now, what algorithm, basically we were studying a bit algorithms in between, like DFS was an algorithm. DFS was a searching algorithm, which I have mentioned here. Okay, linear search is an algorithm. Binary search is an algorithm. And there are many sorting algorithms. What is sorting is, suppose you have a list of elements and you want to sort that, like in ascending order or in descending order. Like the elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are sorted in ascending order, from lowermost to right topmost, or in descending order from 5 to 1. Cool. So these are some sorting algorithms. There are many searching algorithms we will encounter. So we will see what is how we use the data structures to implement these algorithms. Again, there are hashing algorithms. If you don't know that, what Facebook does is, Facebook basically for the password thing, Facebook uses the hashing algorithms to secure your password. It uses the hashing. Okay. Dynamic programming and string matching, these are some kind of algorithms we will study. Okay, so basically we use data structure in Crush. We use data structure to implement these algorithms and get our task or job done. So these are simple things. Keep writing your doubts. I will take in 4 to 5 minutes. Now, once we are done with the data structure and algorithm part, we will now, in case of interview preparation, we have to study few more subjects in depth. Okay. If you are preparing, there are two kinds of students now. Ones who are preparing for internship, other who are preparing for placements. If you are one who is preparing for internships only, that means you are in 3rd year only, then you can go for, instead of using data structure, with data structure, you have to go with OOPS, that is object-oriented programming. Okay, and if you are someone preparing for placement, like few months before I was, so I used to study. We were supposed to study all those 4 subjects, including data structure. Okay, the subjects are OS, DBMS, and computer networks. OS stands for operating system. DBS stands for database management system. So these are heavy subjects, which or basic core subjects of computer science, which you need to study to crack internship or placements in some FANG companies, or in some companies like Jaguar or Samsung, or all those companies, Microsoft, and anyone. You have to study these subjects. Okay, with data structure. Data structure is much more important. Then comes this core subjects. Okay. Now, why to study data structure? If you are someone preparing for internship, then the data structure covers almost 70% part, as far as I have seen and I have experienced with my friends, and I have given many interviews. So this is the weightage of data structure in internship interviews, that is around 70%, and 20% comes from OOPS, that is object-oriented programming, and puzzle. There might be some puzzles. There is a set of puzzles on Geeks for Geeks. Mostly puzzles come from that. So puzzles part comes from 10%, around 10% puzzles. Mostly puzzles are not asked on campus interviews, but they might ask. So don't take chances. So if you are someone preparing for internship, 70% is your weightage for data structure. if you are someone preparing for placement, 50-50, that 50% is your data structure and 50% are your core subjects with the puzzles. Okay. Operating system covered more past.
Sir,
Yes.
when you're saying about OOPS, what are you talking about? Like Java or any other programming language?
Look, OOPS is a concept that is object-oriented programming concept. This is basically a concept. It can be implemented. Now it is implemented in C. Oh, sorry, C does not have this. You can implement this part or this concept in C++ or you can implement in Java. Basically, Java is mostly preferred for object-oriented, but you can also, all the structure, all the properties can be implemented in C++ also in Python. Okay. So basically, object-oriented programming is a concept. But in order to implement this, you can use other languages like C, Python, and Java.
Sir, so if I learn right now, I'm learning C++, so it will be useful for my internship, or should I start with Java?
No. I got my internship and placement with C++ only. Okay. If you are learning Python, if you are learning Java, it's just a plus. Or because I was learning C++, so I try to master it in C++. I don't shift to Java and Python and try to code in that. Okay. If you are doing that for a particular project, go do it. But make some language as a basic coding language, which you understand completely and which you have deeper knowledge inside this. Okay. So focus on only one language. And,
Excuse me, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, which one is better, Java or Python, on the basis of object-oriented?
Object-oriented, obviously Java. Although I have not much knowledge in Java, but what I have seen in the industry trend, and some of my friends are doing the coding in Java. So mostly Java is preferred in object-oriented concepts. So these are the ratio of data structure algorithms and the core subject and interviews. Okay, so you have to study data structure algorithm. In both the cases it comes more than 50% times. Okay, there can be cases where no core subject question is asked in your interviews at the time of placement as well as type of internship. But
Excuse
there
me, sir.
cannot be a case when you cannot ask the question from DSC. Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, bro, go for it.
Python is a good.
Yes, Python is a good good language, and it is very powerful language. And if you are doing data science, machine learning, and some kind of development, you can use Python for it. No issues. In industry, you will. Yes,
Abhishek,
Abhishek.
how does it play role in cloud computing? Like, what is the role it plays in cloud computing? Can you just?
I don't have much knowledge in cloud computing, so sorry.
It's good. It's okay.
Hello, sir. So, could you tell about your interview experience and what are the questions asked to you?
Sure. You can find a blog. Geeks for Geeks has written a blog on me. I will tell you that I go through all the sites. Okay. I will take these questions. Okay. Don't worry. I will tell everything. So yes. In this case, yes.
Sir, which is the best language for competitive programming?
I mostly prefer C++, but you can go with Python also, because Java is I have seen that there is a lot more to type in Java, so I don't prefer that Java to do competitive programming in Java, because competitive programming is all about speed.
Hello, so could you suggest some courses on algorithms?
Yes, I'm coming on that. So if you are someone preparing for GATE, so these are this is the weightage of data structure algorithm. It covers around 60%. Oh, sorry, 20%. That is, you can see program 20% plus 14 plus 6. That is around 20% weightage on every year paper in GATE. Okay, so if you are someone preparing for GATE, you also have to study data structure algorithm. Coming on to that, yes.
Sir, actually, I am in first year, and everyone said which is your domain, which is your domain. Sir, please clearly explain what is the domain and how can we decide which domain is preferred to me. Sir, this is so much confused for me.
Yes. I'm getting your point. No issues. Basically, you are from which background? Your branch, I mean.
Computer science.
Computer science. So,
I also take the specialization in artificial intelligence and mechanical learning.
Okay, so you tell that my domain is artificial intelligence and my domain is mostly computer science.
But sir, I hear that the web development is not the scope, and the hacking is also does not get the scope. So seriously, I'm get confused. What I should do for the first years that I got best placement in the fourth year?
Yes, dear, same question here.
Let me tell you my story. I started coding in I guess second year, in the summer, in the fall of second year I guess. Before that, I was doing only not much of web development. Also, I was doing nothing, but I was chilling in my college. So in second year, I started with coding, and I got an intern at Samsung. So I do the coding. Only 6 to 7 months coding is sufficient. Way more sufficient if you do it serious.
Yes,
If
sir,
you do
I
it
am agree with
seriously.
you, but sir, please explain about the domain. Sir, seriously, it is so much confused. Which domain I like to choose, sir? Seriously, sir, please solve the confusion.
Don't at this point of time. At this point of time, don't focus on a particular domain. Try to explore more and more domains. Because you have
Try
still
to
you
gain the
have
knowledge.
yes, try to gain knowledge and try to see which domain do you like. Initially, in my second year, I was working on web development and web technology like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, and all those stuff. But later, during my intern, I was exposed with machine learning. I was new at machine learning. I was new at Python. So I have to learn Python and I have to implement some machine learning algorithms and all those stuff. So I worked in machine learning also during my intern. So this is how you explore things. Okay, you do kind of work. I
Excuse me,
develop my
sir.
college website. So yes, this is how you work on the your technologies and your skills, and you will get improving on the things. Okay.
But sir, at that time, I do only explore. I do gain my knowledge, nothing else.
Yes, do
Excuse me, sir.
everything to gain your knowledge, because just a second, let me answer this question. At this point of time, you can do nothing because the company is going to ask your questions, your project, regarding questions regarding your project and your CV. Okay, so don't focus on anything else. Just focus on your project and your CV, and try to explore more and more, because nothing is bad. Web development is not bad. I have still, if you can see my CV, I have two projects of web development and one project of machine learning. I have not done
Okay, sir.
cloud computing. I have not done other like hacking or anything. I have not done this fancy stuff. You can do web development. I got my intern with web development only. I was doing web development at the time. I was no info about machine learning. So okay, so
Okay, sir.
nothing is bad. Just
Excuse me, sir.
try to be best in your field. Yes.
Sir, I am from EC background and I am interested in machine learning and artificial intelligence. So, if I want to pursue that career, so I need to necessarily learn DSA also. Is
Yes,
there any need
definitely.
for that?
Yes, you cannot get interned or placed in some good company without data structure and algorithm knowledge. Because I told you now, the weightage, according to the weightage, you can see, you cannot you cannot expect no question from data structure algorithm in your interview. Whether you are sitting for a startup, whether you are sitting for a big company, there must be a question from data structure algorithm, and there will be a question from data structure algorithm.
So, sir,
Excuse me, sir.
can you advise some good courses for algorithms which are
Definitely.
there in Python language?
Definitely, I'm coming on to it.
Sir,
In the next one slide.
sir, best book for data structure and algorithm.
Don't prefer any book. Don't do this
So, sir, how do
stupid
we
things.
gain the knowledge for the data structure and algorithm?
Yes, I'm coming on to it. Any other doubt except the courses and the
Sir,
resources?
hello, sir.
No.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Hello.
yes. Go for it.
Uh, can you tell in short about your Samsung internship?
Sure. After this, after 2-3 more slides, I will tell you everything about my internship
Okay, cool.
and my selection process to Jaguar also. I will tell you.
Yes, sir. Please share with
Sure,
Samsung internship.
definitely, I'll share.
So
Just give me 2 minutes.
cybersecurity.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Cybersecurity.
So cyber.
Mhm.
So cybersecurity is basic knowledge
Hello.
and courses and content. Sir, please
Mm,
advise.
Actually, I have not worked much in cybersecurity, but being with my touch, I'll share my. You have my search Abhishek Raj Permani on LinkedIn. You will be in my connection, and you can ask doubts on LinkedIn also, and I will
Yes, sir.
reply to them every day. So you can ask there. I will ask to my friends who are working in cybersecurity field. I will ask to them and let you know the sources.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, no issues.
Hello,
So,
sir.
yes. Mhm.
So can you share your LinkedIn profile as well
If
on the
someone
chat
doesn't know
box?
any programming language,
Okay, I will do that. Yes, someone was asking another something else.
if
Excuse me, sir.
I repeat it again.
Yes. Yes, please repeat.
If someone doesn't know any programming language, then how will he get placement in IT sector?
Mm, it depends upon in which year you are. If you still have 1 month, then you can get placed. No issues. If you still have 1 month, you can get placed. No,
Yeah,
no, don't
Abhishek,
worry.
is
Yes.
programming needed for the WordPress development? Are you a web developer? So, did you do on?
WordPress. No, I have not used WordPress as much. But yes, web data structure algorithms are not needed. But it is something. Being a developer, it is something you require, and you will be facing this in interview. If you are skipping data structure algorithm part, you can skip your projects. You can skip a particular skill. Like I can make a small project in web development and machine learning, but I cannot skip data structure algorithm. Okay, so
Excuse me, sir.
that's yes.
We saw that most of the interview questions are written in Java. So, which is
No.
the best language for DSA? Java and C++.
Yes. Now you are correct. Java and C++. Yes. Yes, you can do anything. If you are if you are yeah, if you have prior knowledge in Java, you can go continue with Java, or you can explore C++ also. Basically, C++ has somewhat less syntax, and it resembles to Python and other languages. So it is good to start with C, then C++, and then Python or Java. If you have no prior knowledge, which was in my case, I was having no prior knowledge till my second year. Then I started with C, and then learned C++, and I coded in C++ and got intern, and then I moved to Python and all those stuff.
Excuse
Okay,
me,
so
sir.
yes, I have shared my LinkedIn profile in the chat box. You can let's
Excuse me, sir.
be on the yes.
Sir, actually, I am a second year student from mechanical branch. How can I start with for getting a job in IT sector?
How can you get a job in IT sector? Mechanical, just do data structure algorithms. Just do few core subjects, and you will get a job. No issues. You can
Mechanical
apply
bus
off
are not
campus.
made for IT sector.
Hmm? Bro, you were saying something? Anyone?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you tell me what the mistake you do so that the same mistake we cannot do this, so this is help
Hmm.
in you.
Actually, I left learning data structure algorithm, and I stopped practicing data structure algorithm questions after getting selected for Samsung. I thought that I will get PPO, and I will now my life is chill and I don't need to work on this. So I thought in that way, but I advise most of the people don't leave. Once you get there, don't leave data structure algorithm at all. You can leave
Please, you
your
can
project.
tell the courses so we
Yes,
can.
yes, yes. I think that is the last question we'll be
Sir,
covering for now.
Sir,
Yes.
please, yes.
sir,
Hmm. Yes, bro.
are you
Please,
from
Jaldi.
IIT Dhanbad?
Yes. Uh, is my voice cracking? Hello.
No, sir.
Okay.
No,
No,
sir.
it's
Okay.
clear.
Okay. So his question was till then. Are you from IT Dhanbad? He want to confirm. Okay. Yes, bro. I am from IT Dhanbad. Cool. So okay, moving on. Okay. So coming
Excuse
on
me,
to the
sir.
yes.
Sir, can we get a good placement from private universities?
Definitely, bro. Many of my friends are in private college. They are getting good placement. You can get a good placement from anywhere if you are learning, if you are good at you. if you are good at your skills. Also, if you get a somewhat decent placement, not at that much, if you get a somewhat decent placement, you can again try for a better company if you are good at your skills and if you keep improving. So don't worry and don't get demotivated. Okay?
Sir,
Just work on your tricks.
I apply for off-campus placements, but the response never comes. So how can we improve that?
Do apply for using referral. Try to make LinkedIn as you try to use LinkedIn as much as possible. Don't use Facebook and Instagram.
Hello, sir.
Move on to LinkedIn and try to explore. Yes, bro. Just two more
If you are
slides
in
and I will take.
IIT, it is easy to get in.
Yes, just two more slides and I will answer your questions. Just two more slides I have to cover. Okay, and then it will be an open session. Okay, just two more slides. Cool. So coming on to the most important part of the today's session, with Merge Intern and DevScript, we are organizing a boot camp. I'll be the trainer for that boot camp, and we will be I'll be dedicating my 14 days with you all, and this is a price that is 999. Basically, at Merge Intern, we are more focused and we are more community driven, and we try to focus on giving the community more because okay. And what is the structure and what is everything? Akshay, it would be great if you could paste the link in the chat box. Okay, I will do so.
I'll do that, Abhishek. You can move ahead.
Yes. Thank you. So Aditi will put the group the link of this course in the group in the chat box. You can go and register for this course. We'll be learning 2 hours a day. 1 hour will be your practice and 1 hour I'll be teaching just like I am now. Okay, but not in this interface. A somewhat better interface like Zoom, like Google Meet or something else. Okay, we'll be having like I can write with a pen using the PPT only. Okay, and at there in those 14 days, you will be learning complete data structure and algorithm right from scratch. If you are someone who is bad at coding or you who has not started coding, we will be taking the first 1 or 2 lectures to build your skill. If you are someone who is not knowing C also, we will get back to a level where you will uh, try competing with others and you will understand all the data structure and algorithm. Okay, so I'll be
Hello, sir.
also there is a link in the group chat box. Bro, just 1
Mute कर
second.
दिया क्या?
Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Okay, what are the topics will be covered in the workshop? Regarding this, you can go through that, go through the link, and you can find all the topics which will be covered on the this during the workshop. And let me share my screen. Second. Just a second. Okay. So I hope you can able to see my screen. So these are the detailed topics which we will be studying and we'll be covering in those 14 days. Okay, if you be with me and if you be with in the full confidence or in that mode that I want to learn something, then we will make the great use of these 14 days. So from my side, I'll be covering these 12 topics in those 14 days with 1 hour of practice, at least 1 hour of practice and 1 hour of live sessions. Okay, so there will be quizzes, there will be a question bank, there will be live classes. Okay, everything. Also, okay, so these are the 14 topics. Every algorithm, most of the algorithms asked in the interviews I have faced till now, all the questions I have faced till now, I'll be sharing those questions. I'll be sharing my experience and the complete guidance for 14 days. And we'll be spending those 14 days together and we'll be learning data structure algorithm right from the scratch until the till what is required for cracking something like Samsung or Jaguar or Microsoft. Okay, so just a second. For the DevScript community, as you are a part of our community, you will be getting, you can use this coupon DevScript while registering and you will get 100 rupees off on that such a lower price of 999. You will get 100 rupees off. And the classes will be starting from 18 January on the suitable time, that is on in evening, and you will get the recorded lecture if you want, if you somehow miss those classes. Okay, so don't worry about that. There will be question banks that all the topics will be covered in detail coding implementation. Okay, so
Hello,
I
sir.
think that was all. Yes.
Hello, sir. Will you provide some type
Yes,
of
yes.
placement assistance?
Mm, placement assistant, yes, definitely. We will. I have some of my friends in. I have some of my connection. I will try to refer you over there. Okay. And we will be
Excuse
covering
me,
everything
sir.
related to placement here. So don't worry. Yes, guys, we have three more minutes,
Excuse me, sir.
and yes,
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Can you share the courses in the chat box of the Google and Microsoft?
Um, courses for Microsoft. I didn't get you.
Please share the courses.
Excuse me, sir. I have a curious question.
This is the only this Aditi. I hope you have shared the link in the group chat, in the chat box. Yes, Aditi, have shared the link in the chat box. You can go through that course. This course is suitable for any company like Samsung, Jaguar, Microsoft, Google, or any company you want to target, Amazon, or anything you want to target. Want to target startups? You can go through this course. Best for
Excuse me,
all.
sir.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sir,
Last two,
how
three
this
questions more.
sir,
Yes.
how this course is different from other courses that are already in market?
Firstly, this is basically a live session. This is live interaction, and we'll be coding live. And you can ask your doubts, which you are not able to ask on this small meet. You can ask your doubt for the complete 14 days. We'll be making a WhatsApp group, and I am having some teaching assistant with me, and I'll be also answering in the group your questions in the group also. So we'll be having
excuse me,
those
sir.
sessions. Yes.
Yes, sir. I have a curious question. If
Mhm.
you are in IIT, it's easy to getting placement in better company. What about in private colleges?
You can bro, there is no barrier of college if you are good at something. If you are best at something, there is no barrier for this. I have many of my friends who got placed in big companies like Samsung,
But is a
Microsoft,
barrier in between
Amazon,
IIT and
and
private college?
so what can I do in that? It there is
Society
no
always
uh,
gives priority to IIT.
Bihar.
no, there is not the thing if you
Sir, I'm
could
agree
apply
with
for
this.
some good companies. Yes,
Excuse me, sir.
I also agree with this. I also
If
agree
you
with
are
this.
behind the IIT gates, the
Excuse me,
company.
sir.
I Mhm.
Hello. So for
Mhm.
off-campus placement, referral is required or not?
Yes, referral is very necessary for off-campus placements. Definitely, you need referral in on-campus. Definitely. Also, asking your
Sir,
answer.
internship.
Yes.
So for
Yes,
internship,
definitely. Yes, for internship as well as for
Please
placement.
share
It would
the
be
Abhishek,
please share the data structure algorithm. सर आप knowledge के लिए क्या
mm, I can't hear you, Ishika. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are. She
Yes,
wanted you to
yes.
share the resources of data structures actually.
It is the course of data structure and algorithm. If you can buy this, you register for this. We will be learning data structure algorithm.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Abhishek,
Yes.
uh, could we connect on LinkedIn?
Yes.
I
Sure.
was
Sure.
thinking for internships. So could we talk there?
Yes. Definitely. I will accept your request. I will accept all your requests by the end of the day. Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
cool. Thanks.
Sir, I already sent
So
you a LinkedIn profile request to
yes,
this.
sure. I cannot use LinkedIn at this time. Uh, I will join. I will accept your connection request. Okay. So, guys, I will request you to go through this and register. Let's spend 14 days and let's see where we can go. In my opinion, we will take those. I'll cover those 14 topics as much as I can, and I have promised in those. Okay, and leave that part. You are in college now. Leave that IIT and non-IIT thing behind if you want to grow. Okay, there is no point discussing on you are from IIT, you are from not from IIT. I know what are the consequences. I know everything. Okay, we also use LinkedIn. Okay, so we know everything. But there is nothing we can do once we are in college. Okay, the thing you have is your skills and your time. If you keep wasting your time bragging things and pushing down everyone, okay, you can waste that. It would be good if you can improve your skills and do whatever you are best at, good at. Okay, so I know there is some advantages given to IT students, but again, if you are a skilled one, everyone is getting a job. There are only few students who are not at that much skilled, or who are having some hard luck in their preparation time. They are not. Otherwise, private colleges are also getting people are also getting their jobs from there. Okay, please PPT will be shared with the admins.
Hello,
I'll
sir.
share with them.
Sir, what about the
Yes.
certificates?
Excuse me, sir.
You can ask from Aditi. My time is running out, and thank you
Excuse
guys.
me, sir.
We will connect on LinkedIn. You can ask the questions here. Sorry for now. I cannot answer more questions. My time is running out, and I have to close this. I have further engagements. Okay. Sorry for as of now. You can connect me on LinkedIn, and we will talk there definitely. So okay, bye
Yeah.
guys. Thank you for being there. Thank you, Aditi.
Thanks a lot
Thank
for
you,
this
sir.
session.
Thank you, sir, for
Thank
your
you.
inspiring words.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you,
Thank
sir.
you. It was really great. Bye. Take care.
Uh, so, guys, those people who had doubts of certificate,